Dire team ban.
Alright, hello and welcome back everyone here to game number 2 between Revenge and Apex 5. A bit of downtime as we did have to update our clients, but we're back and we've got one more guest on. So I'm Helium, coming back again is Chicago Ted, and we've got Boodle's brother, we've got Way DOTA.
Hello, how are you guys?
Pretty good.
I was doing fine until you showed up.
Yeah, well, thanks for letting me crash the party. I appreciate any and all chances to flame the hell out of my brother's play, so.
Speaking of parties, did you go to the after party?
I was at the after party.
You bat. I should have tried harder to get in. No one liked me enough.
Did you grind with no tail?
I grinded with Pyrian.
Ah.
I have to tell you.
Pyrian's just dirty, man.
Watching a married man with children, watching him trying to process the rest of us dancing to, like, Darude was really entertaining.
I bet. Pyrian's getting up there. He was fun to talk to. I actually randomly chatted with him for like 20 or so minutes at the bar. But there we go. We've got Revenge with some picks. There's not going to be a Tide Hunter this game. Maybe if they ban Void, there won't be a Skywrath either, but I'm not going to get my hopes up too much. So Tide, Invoker, and Lycan all taken out of this game.
Well, Void hasn't been taken out yet, so you always have the chance for that Skywrath pickup.
Might be here.
Oh, man. I can't say I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, definitely not.
Why hasn't Shadow Shaman been banned out yet? I mean, this guy has been in every single game that I've watched.
Well, Shadow Shaman can still lose, and it wouldn't be a bad ban here for Apex 5 over to the Dire, but they're a little more scared of the Death Prophet, and I guess just the 5-man Death Ball potential, but I don't know. We'll see what Revenge wants to go with first here. Maybe Razor, maybe Void, maybe even Enigma if they want to take a book out of some of the TI4 squads.
Please don't first pick Enigma. Please don't do it.
Why? You got
well, chime in. What do you got?
Look, I don't even care if Zai is on your team. Don't first pick Enigma. It's just there's better stuff to get.
Well, there you go. It's Shadow Shaman picked up. Usually, you know, he's not first ban material, surprisingly, but he is first pick every single game. So, I don't know. Is this just a good pickup? Is no one scared of playing against him? Their Faceless Void does come out, though, and the Skywrath Mage. There you go.
We are full cheese, boys.
Alright, so we pretty much called all of that, so we can just sit in silence until more heroes get picked. But I would say this is full on TI4. But I mean, you're not really scared of Shadow Shaman ever, right? Like, he's not that crazy in the laning and like early on in the game. He's just a hero that if he does survive through the team fight, he does have a bit of disable. They can really take the towers afterwards, assuming they're winning those team fights.
He's got 3.5 seconds in Shackle and or 5 seconds in Shackle, and I think 3.5 in Hex. Yeah, it's a lot of disable.
When you max him, it's definitely a lot. The best thing about Shadow Shaman is that he turns any lineup into a pushing lineup just because of wards.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't have to blow wards in the team fight and the creep equilibrium is in your favor after the fight, you automatically get a tower.
Easy.
Well, Enigma's good too, right?
Maybe
Shadow Shaman is more versatile, though. I would argue.
Yeah, and better, I would say. The Serpent Wards are absolutely ridiculous now that there's 10 of them.
Versatile, yes, but picking up the Enigma does secure your team a lot of farm and XP. Granted, the other team doesn't ward your jungle.
Or punish the hell out of it.
Or punish the hell out of it.
But I agree.
Or pick Bounty Hunter. He's got
I haven't seen Bounty Hunter in a long time.
I agree, though. Enigma's still a good hero. I don't like first pick, but still a good hero.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a little better.
But to continue down this discussion, because Witch Doctor's been picked, he's good. I like that hero. He goes very well with Void, so does Skywrath. But you kind of have to, right, if you're EG, because you know it's not really a first ban for a team, but you know they're going to take it on the second phase. So if they do want the hero, they pretty much have to get it first when they're playing up there against everyone who's studied them up.
Well, if you've got first pick, then you can pretty much pick them up second. And that way, there's less of a chance of Apex 5 banning or countering.
Yeah, they're probably not going to pick it, but
they probably wouldn't pick it anyway. If going with Way DOTA, what he's saying, they might not pick it if they get the second pick. But if they get the first pick, it's a little bit better to get it than after they pick their two heroes.
10 seconds remaining.
All right, we got a Treant Protector. Okay, so Razor is going to be a bit of a force to reckon with. It was, oh, actually, The one who reached out to me and wanted me to cast the games, maybe his internet is broken or something. He couldn't update because Mav is not here, and that's who played the Razor in game number 1. It looks like Brat's Fiend is coming in for this game, so maybe he's on the Razor. Maybe it goes mid and Autumn plays it, I don't know, but the Treant Living Armor is going to be really nice. And a strong roaming combo there, Shadow Shaman, Treant Protector. Again, pretty good roaming combo with the Witch Doctor and Skywrath. Maybe a little bit squishier. No, pretty even, I guess, with a heal. And Ember Spirit coming out there. Another good hero to put up with Void. We actually saw that either last night or the night before.
Yeah, the problem with Ember Spirit right now is that Revenge does have a lot of auto attack / physical / piercing damage, so Ember Spirit's Flame Guard isn't going to help him out too much in this fight. Now, he does, as we just said, go very well with the Chronosphere. Among heroes that build damage items, Ember Spirit is one of the best that go with the Chronosphere, but at the moment, he's going to end up being very, very squishy if he does not get a good Chronosphere off.
There's no Doom, though, so that makes his life a whole lot easier. They banned that out. A little bit of a giveaway, but I mean, banning Doom is pretty smart one way or the other, but without having to worry about a Doom on the field, Ember can play a little bit more freely. Treant Overgrowth is still a pain in the ass, but it's only one real thing. I mean, he can get locked down by Shadow Shaman, but hopefully he could zip away before Shadow Shaman even gets within the neighborhood. Yeah,
the Doom ban out could have been for the Ember Brewmaster. In fact, that was the one that I was kind of expecting when they took him out, and I'm a little surprised with that. The Silencer was a dead giveaway, though. I mean, among Faceless Void and Skywrath, Silencer kind of shuts them down, but Ember Spirit is much like a puck, where if you silence him, he doesn't get away, and that is his main issue versus any sort of silence.
And the Clockwork now coming out 4th there for Revenge, so that can again target the Ember a little bit. It's really not too great against Faceless Void. Sometimes you can catch him and you get lucky. Your Battery Assault won't really let Faceless Void cast the Chrono, and sometimes you can't Time Walk, but it's not really guaranteed. You can definitely still cast both of those spells. But Clockwork, always a good hero to have. Can stop the channeling of Witch Doctor pretty easily just by running into him, and we'll see what they want to do with it and where they want to run it. They are on the Dire, so I would assume to send the offlane there. It's very good on the Dire offlane. And Apex 5 looking for another hero. So, let's see. Boodle. What are Boodle's heroes there? We need that inside information.
I'm assuming that he's probably going to be playing the Ember Spirit.
It's in the mid?
Yeah, more than likely. This will... I'm not really sure how confident they are offlane versus safe lane wise, but I would bet that this might be a Void offlane. Maybe hoping to get a 1-versus-1 against the Clockwork. I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure that Bootleg will be playing the Ember Spirit, so they're probably looking for a hard carrier and offlaner right now.
A little bit of inside information coming out right now. Mav is actually in the chat and has just let us know that his PC would not update, so that is why he's standing out this game. Unfortunately, we'd love to have him here, but we unfortunately can't.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, at least he can watch. At least he can watch the cast. Sorry, go for it.
That's South American internet. It's rough stuff, man.
Yeah, it really is. It's not even their fault, man. Internet providers are just bad.
Well, there's the Brew. I wasn't wrong,
that was a good
I guess.
ban from Revenge last game.
Yeah, Brew, I mean, he's a really strong hero. Now, it might be a little bit greedy in this lineup, running the Faceless Void, the Ember Spirit, and the Brewmaster. But if they can get a couple kills in the early game, if they can create a little bit of space for themselves, it definitely will pay itself off. Unfortunately, getting aggressive against the Treant Protector is going to be very difficult. And now with the Queen of Pain, that is an interesting one. This game, I don't know. I think if Apex 5, they don't get aggressive early on and don't make use of their level 6s, then Revenge are going to run away with this game.
Yeah, they got the early momentum, I guess, for the team fight. But I don't know, man. It's pretty close. Because Faceless Void is just going to be in the offlane. Like, they've got a lot. They've got multiple layers over on Apex 5. Like, they've got a pretty decent early game, honestly, and they've got a really good late game. I mean, any team with a Void. He will be offlane, but it doesn't really matter much. He just needs levels and probably going to go into that Ag Scepter.
Yeah, I think Apex 5 has a really good mid lane, too, but I'll let you guys introduce the teams before I start talking.
All right,
go first. Go first, Tom. I'm adding Twitters to the overlays.
Who the hell's Tom? No, okay.
Ted from Boston.
I'm gonna butt you on that one every single time. My traditional dire start, we're gonna go with Revenge. 1-3-4 will be playing the Treant Protector. Looking up a little bit north, it's gonna be Excel on the Shadow Shaman. Further so, it's Brat's Fiend standing in for Mav on the Razor. And hold on, Revenge going to get a little aggressive really quickly in the mid lane. It's going to be Autumn on the Queen of Pain and WWZ on the Clockwork. And just as I speed up, it looks like things slow down. So no real issue there.
Yeah, most of the Radiant team here for Apex 5 here in the jungle. So we've got... Who is this Witch Doctor? He wasn't in the last game. We've got Millard. Or Milliard. On the Witch Doctor. Snorlax returning here, going to be playing on the Skywrath. And a little further up north, we've got Boodle here, the brother of our third caster, Way Dota, on the mid lane. He'll be playing the Brewmaster, so your inside information was wrong.
I was just completely wrong.
He's still on a spirit, I guess, sort of. They're related in lore, at least. And we've got Katie on the Ember Spirit, and then up top we've got Motel. So the Katiest of the Kates is who has replaced, or changed their name, and we've got Motel. Was the Centaur last game. He'll be on the Egyptian Faceless Void this game.
Yeah, it's going to be a very tough lane for Motel right now. WWZ on the Clockwork. His hero is another one of those heroes that, you know, just wins their lane by showing up if it's a 1v1. And Clockwork should be able to punish this Void pick by sending him back a couple of times. Now, we've seen Void. He can come back from a very difficult lane, but at the moment, if Clockwork can snowball out of this lane, it might be very difficult going forward into the game.
Yeah, heroes like, honestly, even the Ember, but specifically the Witch Doctor and the Skywrath are just going to become food to that Clockwork if he has a really good time. And if someone else is having a harder time, like the Shadow Shaman or the Treant, then they can go up to the top lane, make sure the tower is still standing. Treant's pretty good at that globally, but they can pick up their levels, get up their big level 6 ultimates, and go from there.
All right, so predictions going on into this game. We've already seen Revenge take a very, very strong first game finish. What do we think is going to happen in the second game with all drafting and player changes in mind?
Go for it, Mason.
Well, I think that Apex actually has a pretty good shot at this if they don't just flat out lose their lanes. Their mid game is really strong with the Void Skywrath combo. Brewmaster is just stupid. And if it goes late, Ember Spirit is a really hard carry. So if they can execute correctly, I think that I like Apex's draft better. But Revenge has been together longer as a team. They're a little bit more seasoned, so you can certainly never count them out regardless of draft.
Well, this is a new roster on Revenge, too, so it's not the one that we know and love. That team is now, what is it, Not Today?
Not Today.
Yeah, where is Smash? Is he on Not Today, or is he just not playing altogether?
No, he is. Which raises my question. Is this, what team was this beforehand, before they got picked up by Revenge? Do you know?
Oh,
Anybody?
my.
Mason, maybe?
I actually don't know. I'm just now realizing the error of my ways that this is not the Revenge that I know.
You're fired.
Is it that,
back to a duo cast.
I think it was that one team that had the really funky name. No, that was CNB, never mind. I think Revenge was always Revenge how I knew them, to be honest.
Yeah, but they were Denial and Arctic before that, and then they were Revenge, and now they're Not Today. But this team, I'm not really sure. Bottom lane, though, looks like we might see some... The concussive, no, that's actually Arcane first here, getting the damage out here onto Brat's Fiend, and they do have a paralyzing cast, but there's not going to be any balance, and they're stealing a lot of damage, not too much, only 21, it's a level 1 static link, but the first blood is going to go, it's the Witch Doctor who dies, Brat's Fiend, he was the victim, he turns it around, actually picks up the first blood here, now they're going to look for some more. Not enough mana to cast a second Leech Seed coming off a cooldown now, but again, no mana, and things work out better for Revenge, so the lanes get a little harder. And like you said earlier, Mason, they do need to win the lanes on the side of Apex, and they've got a really good shot.
I'm really surprised there. Oh, go for it.
I think this is actually a much stronger trial line coming out from Revenge. It's really difficult to kill any of these heroes. There's a lot of lockdown, Leech Seed providing the slow and the heal, and Razor can just sit there and sap damage, as we just saw. And it's not that the Apex trial line is bad, but the supports are so squishy. Like, between Witch Doctor and Skywrath, like, you're paper.
Yeah, I mean, to go further in that statement, though, I don't really think that Apex 5 need to force anything in this lane. Like, the point of an aggressive tri-lane is to get kills, right? So why give them that opportunity? Instead, play it safe, do some pulls if you can. Otherwise, just don't let the enemy team get kills. You don't have to play aggressive. You don't have to be way up ahead. And overall, I mean, there should be no reason why 134 should be able to get that Leech Seed off on you.
The map baited them into it. When you're given a haste rune, you have to go full YOLO and try to get a kill
against
the early portion of the game. Like, you have to. Obviously you don't have to, but it gets in your head. Like, you have to do something with the rune when you get it. When you really don't, it's just nice to know what the rune was and have picked it up. Instead, it backfires a bit, and we see Excel in 1-3-4. I keep wanting to say 1437. They've got no way to cancel this. Okay, they do. The Paralyzing Cast goes out, bounces a couple times now. Excel in a bit of trouble, but he's really fine. There's no gap closing ability, and right now with Paralyzing Cask, like the Ether Shock we talked about last game, it's again an ability that scales really well. The 2 bounces, not really enough to do anything, but once Witch Doctor is level 3, then the Paralyzing Cast can get really scary.
See, but this is exactly what they're supposed to be doing right now. This is what the kind of tri lane they drafted. They're a defensive lane through and through. The Witch Doctor has great defensive skills. Boodle is a very defensive core. So at the moment, that's exactly what I expect out of this lane. Now, giving away a kill obviously set them back a little bit, but we should be seeing more of that as the game goes on, where they're not exactly able to kill Boodle, rather. They're just going to go ahead and help him stay alive.
Yeah,
that's
I
pretty much what
certainly
they're
agree.
doing.
Unfortunately, in the other lanes here, well, Void has actually caught up a little bit. WWZ was way ahead in the early game, and he's still just about doubling up Motel CS, but Void's getting his levels, and in the end, that's what really matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters. I'd like to have some boots, maybe. We'll see if he maybe wants to recover Midas, and actually some more action in the bottom lane now. 1-3-4. Will retreat. Skywrath is still really fast. 325 base move speed.
Yeah, it is pretty incredible having that move speed right now, but going up to the top, I mean, you're right. Void is starting to catch up a little bit. He's actually getting some great harass out onto WWZ. Don't know if that's just WWZ not playing aggressive or the fact that he just has no mana, but the lane is going quite evenly for how I expected it to go, but mid lane is an absolute awful time for Katie as he's being zoned out incredibly well. In fact, it looks to be that he's an entire level behind here on the mid lane with no gank attempts.
Yeah, Queen of Pain has done a really fantastic job of owning this lane. I think once he gets level 3 Flame Guard, he'll feel a little bit better because the magic damage won't be quite so much, but, I mean, right-click can still do a lot with that Null Talisman. And I'm really surprised that Apex hasn't dewarded this pull camp. Like, they saw a tree come over and put down the rune, the ward, I'm sorry. They pinged it out, but Maniliard is still holding both of his sentry wards.
Yeah, I think they're worried that even if they did deward it, they'd really never have the opportunity to pull through. Maybe they'd still mess up the creep equilibrium a little bit and get it back onto their side, but could also potentially give up some kills with people waiting in the shadows. I don't know. Maybe a little demoralized.
The reasoning may be they may have expected it to be a Sentry Ward deward, in which case it'd be wearing off very shortly. But this is a very tough ward to deward right now because a lot of this area over here is actually spawn box. So trying to deward this ward... Yeah, but this ward is out of range of a lot of tactical war spots. Yeah, that one is a fairly good one, but how would they wouldn't know it was there.
Master.
Bottle. Boodle, not bottle. Boodle. Without a bottle. Dropping his other bottle. He will go down there. Giving up the second kill. His first death mid lane, I think. Ember now has got his bottle up, so he'll be bottle crowing. And that's a matchup where the Queen of Pain was obviously picked to go straight up against the Ember Spirit. Her magic damage is insane. Normally Ember can win the lane by just putting on the Flame Guard and running at you, and you can't do anything because you don't have enough magic damage to break it. But Queen of Pain, she does 225 with Scream of Pain, and it's only a 350. So Scream of Pain and a Shadow Strike, it's basically off. So, like you said, level 3 is big because it doesn't get taken off in one Scream of Pain, but it's still pretty dang close. There's also the Sonic Wave up now for Autumn, so he could maybe get a kill, but with the Remnant and the ability to jaunt to it, and as well as the blink here from Queen of Pain, I doubt either of these heroes die unless one of them gets too aggressive, and then anything can happen.
Supports are dewarding on the bottom lane, which means Boodle has to be incredibly careful right now. We just saw Excel running around 1-3-4 will do the same, trying to catch out Boodle, who's sitting in XP range in these trees. If they can get a good initiation on him, the supports are nowhere close by. They may be able to clean him up, but Boodle playing a bit too careful.
Going to drop top lane. Looks like he was AFK for a little bit.
He
what are they going to do? Are they going to let him live?
There's a hook. If
I know, but
if he comes
they know he was lagged. Are they going to let him live?
This is all right. This is an ethics dilemma, boys. So
yeah,
WWZ turned on Battery Assault and just ran at Motel. He very, very clearly stood in place and went AFK. Do you let him live?
Well, I think he goes for the kill right now, but he has to get the hook off is the problem. And
they got to plead, man.
Yeah, the creeps are in a very intricate position right now where WWZ can very easily miss this hook if Motel time walks away in the right direction. So, it's all, yep, there it is.
Oh, you called it.
Called it.
Dang, can't even kill an AFK, Clockwork.
He went for the no mercy.
He better rethink his life. Yeah, that's where he he took the high road, he would have got a better kill later. Instead, he misses on that one, and now he's going to be cursed for 7 games.
Well, that's a hook on cooldown now, too. That's 50 seconds that he can't make any more aggressive movements. Of course, he did force Motel out of the lane. It's not as good as killing him, but it's still something back to the fountain. Taking a look at bottom lane, though, it's going to be Snorlax taking out the shackle. Now, they do end up canceling that shackle, but one more punch from 134 does the damage it needs to do, even spawning the red numbers there. Boodle is not done, though. The time walk in from Motel, they do have the Chronosphere. They catch Boodle in it, though, but it doesn't matter. Bratzfiend, though, dealing a lot of damage. He's already got 150. Revenge 134. He's going to die anyway. No, he's invisible. He's got... Oh, wow. That damage from Bratzfiend. One swipe, and Milliard is down. Can they kill 134? No. It's the living armor protects him through that Maledict, and he gets...
Well, he took no damage on Maledict, so it does no damage. Also, level 1 Maledict is ass.
Oh, mid lane now. It's Katie. Gets shackled up by Excel. Now there's a Scream of Pain.
Man, Excel all over the map. 0, 1, and 5 already. He's been involved in every single kill now, as we see rotates to the mid lane, helps out Autumn. And, you know, I was pretty vocal about criticizing Witch Doctors who go 4-4-0, maxing the heal instead of anything else. But unless you're really lacking damage, I don't think you need the Maledict at all. I kind of like the heal more. You can push incredibly fast and sustain in team fights a lot with that heal. And if anyone on your team buys any armor or like a Vlad's or an AC, that heal goes such a long way because you're restoring their like effective HP with the armor, with that heal. It's, I don't know, it's really efficient, I think. Not so much on mana, but overall for your team.
It really depends on the lane in that scenario. Like, there are plenty of lanes where Maledict is really good because it eliminates your need to chase for that final 1 or 2 auto attacks because they will come in and they will get the kill. So, I mean, in some 2v2 lanes, it is actually a very nice skill to have, but you're right. The heal is incredible for Witch Doctor, and it saves so many tri-lanes just because you're splitting it among 3 targets instead of if you're in a dual lane 2 targets. So, it is an incredible skill and definitely worth being maxed out.
Yeah, and Brewmaster almost level 5. So, how about this? First primal split of the game. Whenever that fight occurs, you got to take over, Mason, and you got to call out all the primal split micro mistakes from your brother.
Looking forward to it.
See, the problem is that he's a lot better than me, so...
You're pretty good, too, so...
no.
I mean, I was not angry when I was playing with you.
I'll take that as a pretty decent compliment, but it looks like Queen of Pain is going to join the party in the bottom lane. Brewmaster's still not level 6, and he's poor supports, level 3 with, like, brown boots and a copper to their name, and they're going to be in some trouble. Quap
Yeah,
Smoke
no
does
primal
break,
split
though.
yet.
Yeah, the
there's
tower spotted out 134.
Four heroes. Clockwork, the only one out here, and he does not have a hook for another 60 seconds, actually. He used one earlier. Milliard going to drop almost immediately. Double kill here now for Autumn to start this off on the Queen of Pain. And a shackle out here onto Katie. Rasta staying alive. He will be put invis by the tree, but it's not really needed. Now Bratzfiend dominating. It's 1-8 at 10 minutes, and your brother lives. But maybe not for long. Over to the side shop. Could just TP. They don't really seem to care. He's not an objective. He's just a hero. They'll go for the tower instead.
So Apex 5, I mean, they're definitely not as seasoned as Revenge. And you can obviously tell that. Last game they had a great amount of resolve. But this game, it just looks like they're falling apart at the seams. And it could be that their lanes just don't feel as strong. But it also could be attributed to the fact that they're just running out of steam right now. And I wouldn't be surprised. It's already 1-8. Apex 5 taking a huge disadvantage in this game. Taking a look at the golden XP dropping below the 7,500, or getting very close to dropping below the 7,500 mark at 10 minutes. I mean, I think there are stats that showed up about this where it's like a 96 to 99% win rate, if that's the case. And already it's feeling really, really difficult for Apex 5 to take any win in this game. They're going to try, though.
Good warding here. Well, standard warding by the Radiant, but the ward nonetheless, which will show that rotation over, so they're not going to get picked off, but now maybe they do. People just running in through the mid lane. That's Bratzfiend here. Katie going to get Hex up. Here's the first primal split, so we can look to call the mistakes now. He's not put anyone up, but there's really no target to put up. Overgrowth goes out. That will hold the Pandas in place. Really good hero to pick up against the Brewmaster. And it's 1-for-1. Shadow Shaman and the Skywrath down on the floor now. Brewmaster Cyclone's up. Clockwork, though, will hook in onto the Void and Chrono him up. He's going to time walk out over to the rest of the fight, putting an AoE slow on about everybody, but a massive ult coming out from Autumn and a Scream of Pain. A lot of people really ill, but no one really dead yet. Witch Doctor has fallen. Autumn has a blink now. Can probably get them both, actually. He's actually going to go for the Ember instead of the Void, as Ember was that mid hero, and Dire Courier getting a little rambunctious, and they will kill the Skywrath once again. So now 2-13 at 12 minutes, and the
here comes the flare.
Didn't work out incredibly well, and I missed that.
Got him. Flare
So
in the base.
Faceless Void barely
Yeah,
survived the dagger because he backtracked one of the damage ticks,
Radiant's
and then
middle tower is
in
under
comes
attack.
the flare. Gets him down. He had about 23 HP. He was down to like 5 when the dagger last ticked on him, but regen up to 23. Got
Imagine if
barely
he backtracked the Rocket Flare.
Yeah, if he had backtracked the rocket flare, it'd be like next level. Like that was all skill right there.
The problem is, though, I mean, Apex has such level-dependent heroes. I mean, Brewmaster has a 6, and I guess that's sort of all you need, but Witch Doctor wants more levels. He wants that Death Ward. Skywrath wants his nukes. Ember Spirit wants to max really everything, and they're like 10,000 experience behind right now, and it doesn't look like it's going to be changing anytime soon.
10,000 gold as well. They've lost now 2 towers, only 2 towers, so you know like 8,000 of that gold is just pure farm and kills. So that's a bad lead. Sometimes you'll see teams down by like 7,000, but they won't have any towers, and you know that's a fleeting lead for a team that if they make one mistake and lose towers, well then it's gone immediately. But this one won't be. This is gonna take Revenge getting team wiped like 2 or 3 times.
Up top, they want the
Yeah.
Clockwork wants Motel.
This seems
because
like
of the flare,
a
he
very
sees him.
similar thing I saw at TI4, but they're not quite standing in those tree pockets.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Oh yeah, the one where there was one right here and one right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a Toby game.
That. Oh man, that was intense. If I don't remember correctly, that was like a
Radiant's
game-changing
bottom
moment
tower
right
is
there.
under attack.
I don't remember it correctly because I was like rubbing my neck because I was too tired of turning left
Rubbing
all day.
your neck or rubbing?
Mason knows. It was pretty brutal. Well, I guess you were on the floor a couple times, but
I got down there once, but
looking left was
looking
pretty
left,
much
looking right was pretty
the
rough.
worst thing ever.
Well, you imagine that those stadiums, they're not designed for that kind of thing. Like, well, in concerts maybe, but they're all designed to look at the floor because that's where the actions usually
Yeah, I
happen.
know.
The chairs
I think-
also weren't really designed for people-sized people.
Yeah, also not for people. That is a good point.
I'd-
It was built in like the 60s when people were a little smaller on average.
Ah,
Seems
I
like a real
gotcha.
statistic.
It was rough.
It was pretty cramped, yeah. I was regretting not bringing shin guards to TI4, we'll put it that way.
Well, it looks like an attempt is being made to get some aggression here on the middle lane by Revenge, and ultimately there's very little to stop them. I mean, you mentioned the level dependency coming out from Apex 5. It's 14 minutes, and our Witch Doctor just casually is at level 4, no big deal. But it's a really issue when the Witch Doctor and the Skywrath Mage can't do anything because their ultimates aren't up. That's half their source of damage. That's why you pick up the Chronosphere on the Void. If neither one comes out online or in enough time to burst down a hero, then that's a lot of potential being wasted.
Yeah, another big problem, as we did already look at the graphs. We'll pull them up again real quick for you viewers, but looking at just the net worth chart, we see 4 heroes for Revenge topping the net worth chart. 8.1k, 7.7, 6.5, and 4,000 on the Treant. The Treant, who is a support in aggressive tri-lane, has more net worth than the Void and the Ember Spirit and the Brewmaster.
Treant's just trying to be like Treant Protector. Or, sorry, Treant Protector's trying to be like Nature's Prophet here.
Nature's Prophet, yeah, he's looking up to him. Timbersaw's getting
Or
scared.
looking down, actually, because, you know,
Well,
Treant Protector's taller.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah,
is
if there was
under
a
Pop just finished her Orchid, so she can solo any of the 5 heroes that she
anybody,
chooses.
yeah.
Well,
And
there's your
Ags for the
Chrono.
Razor, gonna be insane push. Chrono onto Excel, the squishy hero, the one they can kill and barely do at that. Now a nice overgrowth from 1-3-4, turning it around onto Motel, silenced up with the Orchid, will die from the damage regardless. Now the Razor coming through with a nice plasma field, doing a lot of damage, chasing away Kadia as well as Milliard, and Autumn with the Scream of Pain, and I would not be surprised if the GG is coming out here pretty soon.
Oh,
And
Poodle. Yeah.
Rip.
RIP!
You're proud of your brother, man? You're proud?
Radiant's top tower
No
is under
comment.
attack.
I mean, Revenge is obviously a really good team. This is
yeah.
a new
Oh,
roster,
yeah.
but obviously the organization wouldn't pick up a scrub tier team. And honestly, I thought Apex 5 put up a really good fight. I think they were just, you know, being... I'm not even going to know how to say this. Revenge was just a lot more efficient than them
Yep.
and really knew what they wanted to do in the first game. But I thought Apex 5 put up a really good fight. Obviously, they've got the individual skill. And this lineup here in Game 2 is obviously legit because we saw it work a lot at TI4, but it takes a lot of practice to run a greedy lineup like this.
Yeah, I mean, as much as you can look at it and say, like, this is a stupid combo, all you have to do is Chronosphere, Mystic Flare, and Death Ward, it's actually a lot harder to get to the point that you can do that than people give it credit for. Getting levels on Witch Doctor and on Skywrath Mage without completely losing your lanes is very difficult because they're not great laning heroes. Witch Doctor's pretty decent, Cask is pretty strong. Skywrath is like...
And he can jungle with it.
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
nice. Once he's level 3.
Skywrath is like okay. Like the silence is really great. Arcane Bolt
also
is like
dead.
a bit of damage. Yeah, he's done skis.
Oh! No, he's good.
Oh!
Queen of Pain!
Not for very much longer. Queen of Pain,
Do it,
is she
do
gonna
it.
get it? One more blink, 2 seconds.
Nope, too far.
Not got it. So, I mean, yeah, the Witch Doctor can actually help himself out by going to a couple of jungle camps, as was mentioned, his Cask, incredible for that. He's kind of like a Crystal Maiden in that respect. Unfortunately, Skywrath is not the same way. Skywrath has to get his gold and levels from roaming and getting kills, but unfortunately against Revenge's lineup, there wasn't much space for him to do so. Now, it may be 1 or 2 rotations in on the Quap in the earlier levels. The silence could have incredibly helped to get that kill, especially with the Flame Guard. That boosted damage might be really nice, but it just didn't happen. It didn't seem like they had the time. They had to watch their Brewmaster because of the aggressive tri-lane and them already dropping a kill that early in the game. So just from that first blood alone, it may seem like, oh, just a first blood, doesn't really matter, but it gave a lot of momentum to Revenge and took a lot of Apex 5 strategy out of their hands.
The thing is, though, I think that Apex played a little bit too scared in the defensive tri-lane. They obviously wanted to protect their Brewmaster, but against a lane like that, you're not going to get farm either way, because if you get close to the creep wave, you're going to get leech seeded, you're going to get shackled and hexed, and it really doesn't matter if you have supports there or not, almost. They would have been much better off roaming for kills,
Right.
unblocking
Yeah,
that jungle
kills.
camp and pulling, and just, you know, tell Bootleg, just stay safe, don't die. It doesn't matter if you get any farm whatsoever, just get brown boots and level 6, and that's all we need.
Right. And level 6 on these 2 supports would have been huge. Like, getting level 6 at least 5 to 6 minutes after your Void gets Chronosphere is still okay. But we're looking at 18 minutes, and we still have not seen level 6. I mean, that is how far behind these supports have been sent back. And even if they had jungled for a couple of, maybe 1 or 2 camps, if both of them had been there, stacked up a camp, and used the Cask to jungle it, they'd still be further ahead than where they are now. So Motel is going to get hexed up in the bottom, shackled up, Leech Seed. The hook does miss, but I think it was just closing the gap at the moment. He gets away, but at the moment, I mean, it feels like, okay, Void got away. What is he going to do now?
Yeah, I mean,
Run all the way back to base.
just to top it off, both of the supports on the side of Revenge have a Blink Dagger. Razor decided to go Blink Dagger because
They're level 9, and where is the other support even? Level 8 and level 9.
both the things. And Quap went down.
Yeah. And they did take Roche. I don't even think we mentioned that, but I was obviously
think it
highlighting that
matters.
with the camera. Yeah, it really doesn't. I think Apex 5 are just staying in this game to maybe learn something. I don't know. You don't get as many opportunities to play against, you know, the good teams like Revenge. The emoticons come out.
That's
Not the
when you know
GG
it's
though.
over.
Just the emoticons. It's over one way or the other when the emoticons come out. Boodle will get off the ultimate. And let's see if he can turn this around here. Looking to throw the rock. Hasn't even thrown it yet because Razor's not running. And really doesn't matter if you stun that guy. Still going to take your damage. Still has the Eye of the Storm out. And let's see, Motel able to jump back into the base. Objectives. Yes, tier 3 tower falls in the bottom lane. Autumn kills. How did he get all the way out there?
What? Who?
Boodle died all the way right here.
He ran for the hills.
He was
Yeah.
going for Autumn, man. He thought he
The
could kill him.
wrong hills, man.
So bottom racks obviously have fallen.
Radiant's bottom
And
barracks are under
GG still hasn't been called. Motel, this is his last hurrah.
comeback.
It's a 4-man Chronosphere. They get the Cask off.
Double
It's-
Maledict.
Really, yeah. I mean, but they still need to do damage. And Living Armor keeping shots Fiend, or Brat's Fiend on for a little bit. He's actually still not dead. Maledict should kill him as
He
well
will.
as Flame Guard, but that is an Aegis. They waste all that for an Aegis. Now the Cogs trapping 3, and Boodle's coming around the side. Gets the kill on 134, at least trying to get the kill on 134. Finally finishes it up. WWZ still not dead. Brat's Fiend looking to die a second time, and he's nowhere close. WWZ finally falls. He's still alive. Nope. Now he's
Got
gone.
another Cogs!
2 trapped in the Cogs. 2 dead. Boodle could be dead too. Buy back
Razor
on
Blink
that.
Dagger, he's got this.
Let's do this. He goes in on Boodle. Boodle, that armor, it's dropping by the second. And
Wants
whoa.
the rampage.
Why was it
Oh,
hitting
man.
Witch Doctor when Void
Hotel,
was way lower
Hotel.
HP?
1, 2 more attacks. One more attack. He's got it. Oh, Queen of Pain.
Oh, Witch Doctor OP. Don't fountain dive this hero, man.
Yeah, I
Dangerous.
think it's working. Can he kill Autumn?
Bashes?
The Autumn kill.
bashes?
No.
Oh, he's dead now, dude.
Hotel. Oh, now another ultra kill.
Easy
He's got
ultra.
18 seconds. Maybe he can get another kill on Boodle.
And
we'll
Dagon.
see. Oh, he's definitely got it. Oh, it's still on cooldown, though, from the last use of Dagon 1, so...
He's still got about 10 seconds. Can
think
he do
it's-
it? Nope, he's going to blink
Does
out.
he?
Yeah, it's like 18
Turn
seconds
around,
between
turn
rampages.
Yo, he's got Orchid. He's got it. He's got it.
They're going
Rampage.
for it. No, Autumn.
It's gotta be
Autumn,
too
don't
late.
let us down.
Oh, he runs.
Excel,
What a
get a
pansy.
rampage. We want one.
Dagon.
Nope, Excel goes down.
Oh, too late.
Yep. He does get a godlike though, so that works.
14 and 0. He's been beyond godlike for, what, 4 kills now? Whoa, what a primal
that
split. Nicely
Rock
done.
flies. Can they kill Autumn? I don't think they're even gonna try to kill him. Instead, they get 1-3-4 up in the air. Up. What?
Alright, Rock's off cooldown.
Well, Witch Doctor's
Hurl
dead.
Boulder, that's hard to say, is off of cooldown. I'm never going to call it Hurl Boulder, and he will go down and get stuck. This game is over, so
Let's call it
we don't really
Rock.
have to cast it anymore.
Oh, Autumn! He might die here. He's gonna die.
That's pretty big.
What a streak.
1371. Guys, there's only one racks down. Is this comeback time?
Man, Icefrog totally should have made the highest streak gold 1337. Like, come on.
I got to 1400 once. Like,
Does it go past? I've never seen it go past
I got to
1300, even with like
1450.
20 kills.
I had a 20 kill streak, and I got to like 1451.
Dang.
I had a fully charged Bloodstone at the end of that game. It was incredible.
Were you Meepo?
No, I was Death Prophet.
The Bloodstone Meepo's legit. You respawn in like literally 2 seconds.
Yeah, but no stats, nothing.
Yeah,
for
no
Meepos.
stats is a bit of a downside.
That's a bit of a waste of gold, if you ask me.
Yeah, I
That's
would
why
agree.
you don't ask me, though.
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear you shoot down all my fun ideas.
I'm sorry, I'm not as big of a pub stomper as you.
I'm really
That
not.
100 MMR difference really shows now, doesn't it?
It was more than that before I lost 400 in a day.
Yeah, and I gained like 3,000.
Three facts.
Alright, so stuff's
there's still
happening.
team fights.
Oh, Autumn!
Okay, so
The GG comes out.
Very nice. Well played. 10 to 39, 24 minutes. Helion, this has got to be the fastest series I think we've casted.
Yeah, I mean,
Even with
Valve
the delay.
the Valve employees tried to delay us a little bit by pushing out an update, but we got through this here pretty early. It's not even midnight on the East Coast yet. So thank you all for joining us. I know we were a little trolly this third cast, but that's what happens when the high ground people come around.
Don't worry about it. Thank you guys for letting me join the fun and basically just ruin everything.